Hello, welcome. I'm Steve, and you're watching Hound TV, the world's first video podcast just for dogs and dog lovers. Now, if you're a long-time follower of the podcast, like me, then you'll remember that a couple of years ago we did a story on flyball, which is a thing that dogs can do that's super fun. Well, we thought we'd check that story out again, only better, and in widescreen, and like with fancy slow-mo shots and stuff. So check it out.
Hound TV, 'cause every dog has its day.
Now, I am with Gordon from the Berwick Obedience Club. Hi, Gordon.
Hi.
And we are here looking at this thing called flyball, which kind of looks like relay racing for dogs. Is that pretty much in a nutshell?
That's pretty much it in a nutshell. We have 4 dogs racing down over the jumps, popping the box, grabbing the tennis ball and heading straight back out again. First team back with the four dogs run successfully wins.
Well, it sounds kind of fun for the dogs, but what's in it for the humans?
Day out with your dogs, and the added advantage is you don't have to take your dog for a walk at the end of the day.
I bet you don't. They'd be totally pooped by the end of this activity.
Certainly are. Usually they drink a lot of water and then go and sleep on your bed.
Now, how and where did flyball start?
Originally it was started in the 70s. Some guy decided he wanted a small box to throw a tennis ball for his dog. It evolved into a full sport, and in 1996 it came to Australia.
And now you've got like thousands of people doing it.
Yeah, last count I think we're up to 2,500 dogs.
There you go. Now, what sort of dogs and humans is it suited to?
Any type of dog. We have the smallest Jack Russell to the largest wolfhound I've seen do flyball. Any type of human, as long as you're prepared to have a lot of fun.
Okay, so it's pretty open to everyone. And speaking of small dogs, I've seen quite a few Jack Russells, and there's actually a reason for that within the sport, isn't there?
Certainly, we love small dogs. Small dogs keep the heights of our jumps down. The rules say that the jump height comes off the shoulder of the smallest dog. So if you have 3 Border Collies and 1 small Jack Russell, you'll be having a very fast team.
That's a smart strategy.
It certainly is.
And we've seen quite a lot of that today out here in the competition as well. Can you think of any breeds that might not be well suited?
Certainly not any particular breed. It's more up to the individual dog. As long as your dog is well socialised and can handle other dogs around it, certainly hyped other dogs around it, then we're happy for that dog to be part of flyball.
Okay, so that brings us to a good point, actually. A question I had is like, when you get started in this, what sort of training does your dog need to already have, and what sort of work will you do to make them ready to compete?
We certainly don't need to start with anything in particular. Usually you'll head down to your local dog club. There you'll learn some basic obedience. Definitely the big thing there for us is socialisation, to be able to work with other dogs. And then you'll start learning flyball.
So from the time you first join a club and begin training in flyball, how long would it typically take to be ready to go out and actually try competing against other clubs?
It might be 6 months to a year between your first lesson in flyball to when you're at your first competition. Mm-hmm. Obviously, if you have a little bit more background in agility or obedience and your dog already works to your commands, then that's easier to train.
So it looks like it would be helpful if you've done some focus work with your dog and getting it to respond to you without being distracted?
Certainly, any recall work or agility or obedience work is always helpful.
Excellent. So if you guys want to get into flyball, you can put into action some of those tips for the recall that Sydney gave us earlier. Now, how do you actually go about getting a dog to do this?
Well, it's very easy actually. The very first thing we start is we put the dog a foot away. You hold very large amounts of food or other type of reward, and we ask your dog to come towards you. Simple, absolutely easy. Then we put a jump in the middle and we coax the dog over the jump.
So just
then we go over 2 jumps,
yep.
3 jumps, 4 jumps. We teach the dog to get a tennis ball out of the box in a similar sort of way, and all the way to you doing a full run.
So it sounds like it's a pretty straightforward process, but it's just a matter of doing it step by step and being patient, kind of like any dog training.
Certainly. Yeah? If a dog isn't getting one thing right, we just move back a step and consolidate maybe 3 jumps before extending it out to 4 jumps.
Cool. That sounds manageable. Now, the dogs and the humans seem to get pretty hyper here at times. Is there any risk that getting involved with flyball can sort of can interfere with the normal type of training that people will be trying to do?
Well, actually, we find it's the other way. Once you're able to train your dog and get it to do what you want in this hyped up situation, you can find that any other situations which the dog isn't used to, you can still have control.
Okay.
If a cat darts in front of you while you're taking your dog for a walk, you've got a lot more chance of being able to call that dog back if it's already used to a hyped up situation and still listening to your commands.
Yep, that makes sense. Oh, that's cool. That's a little side benefit then, a bit of extra obedience training. Now, how far can you actually go with flyball if you choose to? Is there like a World Flyball Championships or what's...
Well, in Australia each year we have our National Flyball Championships.
That sounds impressive enough.
I'd just like to say that my little border collie is currently part of the Division 5 National Championship team.
Very nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. Certainly not the fastest around, but very dependable. There's certainly competitions all around the world. In Europe and America, they're competing every weekend.
Now, I'm with Eric, who's one of the judges here today. We see you standing out there, Eric, but what is it you're actually looking for when you're judging the flyball comp?
Okay, we're actually got a warm-up period to start off with, 90 seconds, okay, and then we get the teams running. What we actually look for is dogs that don't cross over, or they actually jump over the 4 jumps, coming back with ball in their mouth and not missing anything, basically, and without fault. So
make sure they're doing all the stuff they're meant to be doing.
we're doing all the things they enjoy doing. As you can hear all the noise, you know, they just love it, yeah.
And so what happens if a dog does something wrong, like going around the jump instead of over it?
Okay, that dog will have to rerun around again after the rest of the team's finished. So you're actually running 5 dogs instead of 4 dogs.
Okay, which is a disadvantage.
It is a disadvantage, a big one. So.
Yeah, now you've got this whistle here. Is that what you do? You get to blow the whistle when that happens?
You do get to blow the whistle.
That
but
has to be the best part of your job?
Yeah, no, the whistle blown actually is when the dog's crossing over, you blow the whistle straight away, or the whistle's blown for a false start and false crossover and things like that.
Cool, and I notice you also have like a red and yellow card system like in soccer. How does that work?
Yeah, basically it's nearly the same as soccer. Yellow card here. We're for dogs crossing over with no aggression intent, just chasing its own ball and going towards the under lane for interference. We give them a yellow card. Red card basically is for second interference. We can also give a red card maybe for someone being a bit foul or, you know, abusive language to the judge, and so basically you've got to be courteous.
Do you give the cards more often to the dogs or the owners?
Mostly the dogs, but in saying that, I have black carded a person once, you know, and the black card means you can black card a dog for aggression, or 3 interference for yellow is also a black card, and that basically once a person or a dog gets a black card, they're excused from the competition.
Okay, well thanks for enlightening us on all of that, Gordon. If people by any chance or for whatever strange reason would want to get involved in this madness themselves, what would be the best way to get started?
Well, head down to your local dog club. A lot of dog clubs do flyball all around Australia. You can also hit the Australian Flyball Association website, flyball.org.au.
Okay, excellent. So we'll have a link to the AFA website at houndtv.com, where you'll also find some other info about flyball, if you're that way inclined. Now, with all the talk of Barack Obama wanting to get a hypoallergenic dog for his daughter as they move into the White House, why have I got a rake anyway? It's not a garden show. Where was I? Oh yeah, hypoallergenic dog. Kate Shutskin of the Baltimore Sun asks in her blog, is there really any such thing as a hypoallergenic dog? Well, she asked allergy expert Dr. Alvin Sonico, who said that, well, all dogs and cats, regardless of their breed or the length of their hair or lack thereof, produce allergens in their dander and saliva. He even quoted a study which found that even amongst the same breed, the amount of allergens varied widely, which is very interesting, but what are you going to do if you're a family that's looking for a dog and you've got allergy issues? Well, he suggests, first of all, try and have a trial period with the dog if you can, of maybe a couple of weeks, and secondly, you might need to look harder at methods of actually managing the allergy with medication and so on. Anyway, we'll have some more info about hypoallergenic dog breeds and other allergy management information at the Hound TV website. Interesting. Well, there you have it. And that's it for today. But for loads more dog info, videos and other good stuff, please visit our website at houndtv.com, where you can also enter your email address up in the top right hand corner and receive notification of new episodes and stuff. I sincerely recommend you do that. And I also recommend you join our Facebook fan page if you're into that kind of thing, and I'll see you there. And I'll also see you next time. Ciao. That's not as in chow the dog, that's chow the Italian greeting. Ciao.